This lesson is about rotations. Specifically, we're going to be talking about rotations about the origin. The origin would be the very center of our graph, 0, 0. And we're going to be doing only 3 real types of rotations today. We're only going to be rotating 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. Generally speaking, when we do rotations, they're assumed to be going clockwise. Clockwise would be going in this direction, just like the hand of a clock would move. Okay, so when we move 90 degrees, we should be moving around this way. If we move 180 degrees, we should be moving around this way. 270, moving around this way. Okay, so we're always moving clockwise unless they tell us to move counterclockwise. Okay, so today's lesson is specifically clockwise. Now, there are some rules that we discovered in class about how these rotations work. If we have a point at xy for a 90-degree rotation, it's going to end up with our x and y's switching positions and x value being the opposite of what it was before. 180 degrees point xy is going to end up at negative x, negative y. And for a 270-degree rotation, our original point P will end up at x and y switching. However, y is going to be the opposite value. Okay, so we're just going to be using these formulas. Something you might want to memorize. I really suggest memorizing these. Practice with them to get familiar with these. Okay? Alright, so I'm only going to be doing 1 point, but I'm going to do a rotation, all 3 of the rotations for this 1 point. So we're going to start with point T at 4, 2. I already have point T plotted out. And I want to know where T prime will end up after a 90-degree rotation. So my instructions tell me that I'm going to switch my x and y. So I know that 4 is going to go over here, and 2 is going to go over here because I switched them. And important is that it tells me that x becomes the opposite sign. So originally x was positive, that makes x now negative. So T prime after a 90-degree rotation is going to be at positive 2, negative 4. Okay, and we can see, I like drawing these because it's kind of nice little visual, that we've moved it 90 degrees. And you can even see that we have a little 90-degree angle being formed there. Alright, I'm going to do the 180 in a different color. Okay, again, we're starting from 4, 2, so we're starting from T. We want to move it 180 degrees. 180 is really easy. It just tells us to change the signs on X and Y. So they don't move positions, but the signs change. So I want 4 to be negative 4, and I want my 2 to be negative 2. So T double prime after a 180-degree rotation falls right here at 4, negative 2. Okay, and again, I'm going to show you that now you can see that we've moved this 180 degrees. Oops. Okay, and last is 270-degree rotation. Again, they tell us, let's switch y and x. Okay, so I know 2 is going to be first, but we want to make sure that we have the opposite sign. So I want to have negative 2 and positive 4. So negative 2, positive 4, that's where T triple prime would fall after a 270-degree rotation. Okay, so here we go. Here's the rotation. It comes all the way up here. That's where T triple prime lives. Okay, so we can see exactly how it goes. It moves around clockwise. It moves 90 degrees or 180 or 270. Okay. Nice question for you guys is, how many degrees would we want to rotate for T to land back on top of itself? Easy question, but think about that one for a second. If you said 360 degrees, That's correct. 360 degrees would rotate this object all the way back onto itself. Alright, so we're going to look at just one problem. Okay, this one tells us that we want to rotate line segment LM 90 degrees about the origin. Okay, now it doesn't say clockwise or counterclockwise, so it doesn't give us any instructions, so we're going to assume that we're talking about clockwise. Okay, so let's look what they give us. They give us point L and point M already graphed, but they didn't tell us the coordinates, so we're going to have to real quick just list them. Okay, L looks to be at -2, +1, and M is at 1, 2, 3, 4, +3, 4, 3. And it tells me what we're rotating, 90 degrees. So I'm going to go back, if I haven't memorized these yet, I'm going to go back and check to see what it tells me to do. It says switch X and Y and make X's sign opposite. Okay, so L prime. I want to switch my X and Y. So Y comes first as 1. X comes second, but I want to switch the sign. So if I'm already negative, I want it to be positive. So that's L prime's new coordinate. I'm going to plot that. 1, 2. That's L prime. And for point M, again, we're going to switch X and Y. So 3 comes first. Okay. And then negative X. So we started as +4. We want this to be -4. So 3, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's M prime. I'll connect these. Wow, it was really bad. That's a little better. That's the line segment that we're looking for. And you can see something nice. Okay, again, we rotated this point 90 degrees. And we can even see that we have a 90-degree angle being formed. So if we look at it, it even looks like it's a 90-degree rotation. Hope that helped you guys out. Rotations can be tricky. There's going to be a little bit more on rotations when we start going counterclockwise, a little bit different. Also, we're going to be talking about rotations at a point other than the origin, which is going to be a little bit more work. So I hope you guys get this concept down first and then start looking at the other videos.